Alrighty, everybody, welcome back to our Halloween season themed reviews of different films for Culz Reviews Deep Dives. As you can see, we got Brennan, we got David, and we're talking Casper, which I'm sure you can tell we all are in the theme for this one. Now, I know we teased it last time and we talked a little bit, but Casper's been around for a while, David, right?
Absolutely.
I was trying to see when
He
Casper
started with the same company that did Archie comics, I believe.
Okay.
Let me
Trying
see.
for
Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Apparently,
Let's
it
see
first
when-
appeared in a 1945 animated cartoon.
Nice.
Well, he died.
He's dead. Yes, so Casper the Friendly Ghost. This comic they're showing first on Wikipedia was from 1955, and this is issue 34. So he's been in Harvey Comics since 1952.
Wow.
And then they eventually bought him outright so that they owned the character.
Yeah, and I think everyone knows who Casper the Friendly Ghost. I mean, maybe not as much as when we were growing up. Like, I don't think as of recent Casper has had as much flow in the pop culture zeitgeist. But I definitely know growing up, like, I knew who Casper the Friendly Ghost was.
I think even if you haven't seen the movie or read any of the comics or anything, like, you know the imagery. You know who he is. Like, you'd see him be like, oh, that's Casper.
Yeah, if you tell someone Casper, they're going to think of that right there. Which, yeah, this movie comes out in 1995. It's celebrating its 30th anniversary this year, which is wild. Lots of Universal projects this year celebrating big milestones.
And honestly, like, for a 30-year-old movie, it holds up pretty well.
Yeah, that's one thing.
Graphically and stuff, very surprising.
Yeah, when I was watching it, like, the main four ghosts that we see for the majority of this film, and we'll get more into the others.
Casper
But as far as these four, great. I think they hold up really, really well.
Like, I could see, like, the same technology, same way they did them in a movie today, and I wouldn't complain.
Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, it's a ghost. Okay.
Yeah, I think the ones we see towards the end, the two there, don't hold up as well.
No, and I think because they're kind of characters of people.
Yeah, it's a little bit harder.
Yeah.
Whereas these ones are just who they've always been. We really don't know their human form. I guess we see Casper's at one point in this film, but as far as what we go into the film, we don't know the human before the ghost, you know, which I think makes it stand out. Now, this, compared to Halloween Town, it feels a little bit more mature, David. I mean,
absolutely. People legitimately die. And there's a lot of, like, it's definitely talking a lot about loss and grieving and moving on and things like that. It tackles some pretty heavy subjects for a family movie.
Mm-hmm. And, like, the afterlife and, like, moving on as a spirit. Yeah, it's definitely while it's still a, like, kids movie, this definitely falls more in line with what Universal was doing for, like, family films, where, yeah, they're still for the family, but there's, like, this message that's maybe a little bit more mature, you know. Kind of reminds me of, like, We're Back, which is a little bit darker than Land Before Time, which Land Before Time is still pretty dark for a cartoon.
It really is. I mean, right away with the deaths and stuff, like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, this one, we've been kind of talking about it throughout these three. Another pretty decent cast as far as, like, people you should recognize from something.
So, real quick, just before we get into the casting and everything, since we already brought up kind of the graphics, I did want to mention that Casper is credited as being the very first full motion picture with a CGI lead character.
Interesting.
Yeah, before this, they'd always been, like, side things or effects or whatever. This is the first time that, like, the main title character was completely CGI.
Yeah, because, like, Slimer wasn't full CGI and wasn't in there for as much as Casper.
Yeah, it was always like, yeah, this is the first time that they were like, we can do it enough, we feel confident enough that this can be the character. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I think it works. Going back into this one, I was I think I was the most worried for this one because I didn't know how the graphics would hold up because it's been a while since I've seen this one. and I didn't watch like an updated version. It's still like the DVD version from a while ago, and I was really surprised by how nice it still looks. So, yeah, whoever did the graphics behind this one did a fantastic job. Like you said, Casper and the uncles work really well. Even if this was a movie today, I'd be fine with it.
I absolutely agree.
Bren, what are your thoughts with the looks and how, as far as like the CGI and stuff?
I think it looked good. I think it looks better than some of the stuff that you see nowadays, honestly.
But yeah, getting into some of the cast, we see Bill Pullman, who plays a like a psychologist for ghosts, which is like an interesting take on like a ghost hunter.
Yeah,
Like
it kind of reminds me when they used to have like the pet psychics and stuff.
Yeah, which I thought was an interesting take, and of course Christina Ricci is like the lead kid character who a lot of people know from like the Addams Family stuff and her playing Wednesday and coming back in the new Wednesday series and stuff like that.
So don't get me wrong, I love this. I love Casper as a character and everything. But I think it's kind of funny that the crux of this movie is basically Casper has a crush on a girl he sees on TV and conspires to get her to move into his house.
Again, we I think it was 2 film reviews ago, or no, it was last one where you said there's some movies that might not be made in the fashion.
I mean, it's still fine. I mean, I feel like it's realistic. Like a teenage boy, like, oh man, how do I meet her? You know?
Yeah.
But I think it is very funny that
That's the whole
Casper's literally the one that brings them in. Also, I don't know if you knew this. I know as a big Ghostbusters fan, apparently they consider this to be canon to the Ghostbusters universe. When you see Dan Aykroyd, yeah, apparently that is actually like they consider that as something that really happened to him, like in between Ghostbuster movies.
Yeah, no, it's the fun extended universe of Ghostbusters. Is Casper's a part of it. We get that brief little part with who are you gonna call? Someone else.
I that was so good. It was such a perfect like adding in a pop culture reference. It's still great today, you know. And I love that they consider that like no, that happened.
This Casper stuff, it's real.
And honestly, they do fit in with the look of ghosts that we've seen in Ghostbusters. Like you said, like Slimer and things. Like I could see this being part of that. So it doesn't break anything, and I don't think anything happens in this movie that wouldn't fit in with things that we've learned from Ghostbusters. If anything, I think some of the kind of wacky like technology stuff in this fits really well in with the Ghostbusters like level of things that they do.
Yeah, I mean, where you're getting proton packs and like all that kind of wacky stuff going on, and then you have this guy that can resurrect people. I'm like, I feel like that's come up into Ghostbusters or 2, you know?
Where it's like super rare and hard to do, but is possible.
Yeah, and there's a limited amount of time. Like that's another crux here is, Casper wanting to be human again. Also, so one thing that I found interesting is in here, the longer you are a ghost and don't move on, the less you remember of yourself as a human. And I thought that was just a different take. Because a lot of times when you see the ghosts, if they're humans, they always remember who they were, right? It's only when they're like a demon that they're like pretending, So I thought that was kind of an interesting take here.
Well, it's kind of interesting also because I do believe, I don't know if it was necessarily like part of this, like, or if it was inspired by Casper, but I do know in the Supernatural universe in that show, which of course went on for like 14 years, they have a similar thing where once somebody becomes a ghost, the longer they don't move on, the more corrupted they become. And they become more of like a poltergeist type, that their emotions get all whacked. They do kind of forget their humanity side of things and become more of a evil type of thing the longer from their death it goes. So kind of similar.
What would you consider, like, what type of haunting would this be?
Oh, intelligent all the way.
Intelligent?
Because they think for themselves. They have their own lives. It's, this would definitely be that category of things. The uncles maybe a little poltergeist.
Yeah, that's where I was thinking. Like they do a little poltergeisty stuff, and
I was actually surprised how like harmful their things are. It was not like playful ghost things. Like they like they have no problem straight up killing people.
I mean, they wanted to kill her dad. They're like, "Hey, we kind of like him. Let's become a quartet."
I
He
love
just,
that.
pulls out the gun.
But they have no problem with like major things that will affect somebody's life for a long time. Like, oh, you lost your leg. You know, like they're a little crueler than you would think from like a family movie.
Yeah, which I think going back to the Ghostbusters stuff, outside of like the villains of the movies, these are definitely like I could see Dan Aykroyd's character be like, "Oh no, I can't go in there by myself. I need like my full team."
Yeah, like right away.
Yeah, especially that part pretty early on when they're like trying to scare everybody and they just open the door and it's just them with like sharp fangs. I'm like, that's pretty intense. Like even comparing it to the Ghostbusters world.
Absolutely.
Brenden, did you see this growing up as a kid? Obviously, this came out in '95. Did you watch this growing up?
I feel like I have, but I don't remember. So it was a good reminder of what the movie was when I rewatched it.
So it kind of felt like a first time for you.
Yeah, it could have been.
Yeah, for me, I definitely know I've watched it. I know mainly because I remember the part with Aykroyd running out. Some of it I definitely forgot. Some of it I remembered, but I remember just like popping it open with those old school like pop cases that we used to have on VHSs. So for me, I mean, David, you probably grew up watching this as well, or at least saw it as a kid. Yeah,
I remember seeing it in theaters.
Well, speaking of theaters, it's back. Did you get a chance to go see it in theaters this week?
I didn't. I had to watch it at home, so I didn't get to go see the 30th anniversary. But I think it's still there till Halloween. So I definitely want to check it out and see if anything's changed. If are they added maybe like behind the scenes or interviews or something? Because usually with these like re-releases, they do like something new, you know, additional. So I'm curious to see if they've added anything or remastered it at all. But even as it stands, like I think it was a fantastic movie. I think honestly, this may be one of the reasons that I am so into the paranormal and stuff as an adult now. May have been in part because of movies like this growing up.
Yeah, no, I would. So, as a full, with the 4 movies we picked, I think this is definitely a solid set of movies. I know last year I felt pretty good, but I think this is just a step above, like quality wise. The first 3 that we started out with have been super solid.
I mean, honestly, the last movie we're doing is probably the worst of the 4, and it's still a great movie.
I don't know. It might.
And that's only because there's so much when it comes to because that's so much a real life situation.
Yeah, see that as a
there's
movie,
a lot.
Yeah, as a movie, that one might be my favorite. But when you start digging into the history, that's where it's like,
it gets way more muddied than what we've already looked at. As just purely movies, I think these 3 have been fantastic. And again, the 4th one is probably my least favorite of the 4, but that's like the worst masterpiece out of 4. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's still an excellent movie. So I think I agree. We have a great lineup this year.
Mm-hmm. Well, going back to the cast, Bill Pullman hadn't done Independence Day yet, so still not like. I mean, now we recognize him right away, but I think this was like a good little character to get into.
He fit this role so well. He is great at being a slightly kind of dopey dad.
See, part of my mind wondered, just based on how the character was like presented and everything. I was like, I wonder if they try to get Robin Williams for the character.
I could see it, but I think Robin Williams might have been. He would have overshadowed the rest of the movie.
Yeah, but it just felt like
he would have become the main character instead of Casper.
Yeah, no, he was Casper.
Yeah, like he'd be like, I could be all 3 uncles. Let's do it.
Well, and I also like in the possession scenes, kind of going to his character, where they're just like showing different people, like
yeah, like apparently Clint Eastwood,
yeah,
Mel Gibson, like it was all actually them.
Yeah, Clint Eastwood, you had Gibson, yeah, the
Rodney Dangerfield,
yeah. So there was a lot of cool little nods and just Easter eggs, which I think just like points out it's a little bit of both for kids and adults, like giving the adults something to enjoy as well. Like, oh, I know who that is, because like kids ain't gonna know who like
See, and I'm gonna sound like this is such a boomer thing to say. I think this is the kind of like kid/family movie. Like they don't make movies like this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
This is the kind of movies that I miss, and maybe it's just because I grew up with this kind of thing. Like, but I feel like these were the perfect movies that truly the whole family could enjoy. It had stuff for everybody in it. It was a great story. They didn't, water anything down just because it was, kind of aimed towards children, but it was like a solid movie. Today, they don't really do that anymore. It's crap like Minecraft movie that's just garbage.
Yeah, that makes me wonder too. Maybe that's why Casper isn't around as much. I mean, it's just weird that they haven't.
Like, would kids still be entertained by this kind of story today? I honestly don't know.
I don't
No,
know.
it's
Like
probably
I
too
thought
long.
it. What'd you say, Brennan?
It's probably too long.
Probably too long. I mean, maybe. They did sit in the Minecraft movie for a long, long time, but that was definitely for the meme.
But I don't know. I just it's a different culture now, and unfortunately, some great things like Casper kind of been left to the wayside. I don't think it's completely out of question that it could eventually make a comeback. Maybe it just feels too wholesome for what kids like now.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm actually kind of surprised that Casper hasn't come back. Like we talked about Ghostbusters, obviously has come back a couple times now.
But that's also more like adult oriented. I know it's still family,
Yeah,
but it's definitely like it's an everybody and adults kind of movie. Whereas Casper, it's family movie, but if you had to pick, it'd probably be a little more aimed towards kids. And they just don't seem to go in for those. I don't know if it's just they don't make a lot of money or the audience just isn't theirs like it used to be. Because we definitely would watch these kind of movies as kids, but kids now, they like Brennan said, they'd rather be on shit like TikTok.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I wonder if maybe the Casper anniversary in theaters does well enough. Like if they're like, obviously,
Maybe if they released like a Casper Fortnite skin.
I mean, yeah, if they do that, just make sure he doesn't dance weird, and they have to get rid of the dance or anything like that.
Just like you can buy all three uncles in Casper.
Yeah. Yeah, or make like a video game, like what they did with the Ghostbusters, where they like made the video game.
Honestly, a Casper video game would be awesome if they did it right.
Mm-hmm.
Like Casper in like the ghost world or something, and you're like going back and forth between the real world and the ghost world, and gotta like solve a mystery or something. That could be really cool.
Now, what if a subtle way to bring it back was somehow in the next Ghostbusters film?
I'd be 100% here for it. A Casper Ghostbuster like crossover.
Yeah, with Christina Ricci, you could bring her back. Pullman might be able to come back.
I would 1000% be there for that. I don't know how they would do it that it wouldn't be awful, but
it would just be something different, because I think we need a little bit more blood and like new, fresh ideas into the Ghostbusters, because they've just. I like the last two, but they're becoming kind of formulaic.
I liked the third one. Frozen Empire was a little step down, I think, from the one before Afterlife.
Yeah.
Afterlife was a really good way of bringing it back. I think they did the right amount of homage, but still original. Like, I was fine with that. Frozen Empire, then it was like, oh, all right. Like, it was okay. It wasn't bad, but...
Yeah, it was just... I didn't leave being super excited, but that would be a fun way. Like, you could have the newer cast have to go to that area, and they find out there's, like, this big, like, influx of ghosts, and it all started in 1995.
Honestly, I think that would be so fucking killer. Yeah. I don't know if they would ever do it, but it'd be so good.
Well, does Universal still own the rights?
I don't know who owns the rights now for Casper. I'm sure whoever it is, though, like, they can't be expensive.
No.
There's no way that it's, as much as other properties would be. And they're literally doing nothing with it.
Yeah, that's it. There's nothing, and that's, I think, the biggest thing.
Like, this 30th anniversary, I think, is the first, like, Casper thing in a long time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's actually gotten a pretty decent receptive, like, response as far as, like, there's a Steelbook limited edition that came out that, physical
it's the perfect nostalgia bait. Like,
yeah, and people are, like, really excited about it, so I'm like, maybe.
I mean, I wouldn't even mind if they wanted to do, like a Netflix series on Casper or something.
Mm-hmm.
Make it just a little more grown up, kind of like what they did with Goosebumps, but not bad.
The idea of Goosebumps, but good.
Yeah, the concept of bringing back the old property, but making it like, because you could do a very compelling story, I think, in a season. Kind of, a better example, like they've done with Wednesday.
Yeah.
And
Well,
bringing the Addams family into the modern age, and that whole story. I think you could absolutely do something with Casper with that, especially, you could use the ghost world kind of thing, his uncles. Like, there's a lot of places it could easily go. Because then you could even bring in Wendy like they do in the Casper sequel.
Well, and going to Wednesday, what did you think of Christina Ricci and like her character here?
I think it was good, and I think out of her roles because I think she got a little typecast after she was Wednesday, and a lot of those kind of like weird, quirky girl kind of things. Oddly enough, in the movie about a ghost, I think this is one of her most like normal roles.
Yeah. Yeah, no, speaking of typecasting, there's definitely a couple parts in there. It's like, yeah, I definitely can see that Wednesday coming through. Because, I mean, it's just you get to the point, it's iconic. But yeah, she definitely got typecast. But it is kind of the interesting, like, juxtaposition between the two where she's like, I don't believe in ghosts. Also, the whole, like, the one thing too that really got me was like the class was like looking for a place to hold like the party, and the kids were just like, "We'll do it," like without asking the parents.
Yeah.
And then the teacher's like, "Oh yeah, we like your house because it's supposed to be haunted." Like,
oh, that's spooky. Yeah, let's go there. Somebody died there or something, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that would not flow. Like, no way that's going on in like real life. But it definitely feels like very 90s thing. So yeah, I guess the storyline is there's a hidden treasure, allegedly, a pirate hidden treasure, allegedly, somewhere in the house. Also, Casper.
I don't even know. Do they say it's pirate or do they just say it's treasure?
No, they said it was pirate at the beginning when they were doing.
Personally, I love so much what the treasure ends up being.
Yeah, me too. It's so funny that she ended up. We'll get to that before we just jump to the end. But yeah, there's treasure in this house. This lady gets it
because she inherits the house, right?
Yeah, she inherits it. Her father just passed away. She's really upset until she hears about the treasure. She goes there and finds out super haunted. Mainly because she's freaked out about
as one does.
Yeah. And so she's calling in all these people. The one dude definitely is dead after this because his head's on the wrong side way. We talked about Dan Aykroyd comes in. And so they end up, Casper possesses a TV to show the commercial of the dad.
Of Cat, yeah, because he like sees her on the news or something, right? Like an interview.
Yeah, it sees like the commercial about it. And so she's not freaked out at all that the TV followed her into the bathroom. She's just like, that's a good idea. Like, and hires them. They live there and they unravel the story, as far as like who Casper was, what the house was, and shenanigans unfold.
And then they run into Casper's uncles, who are the three older ghosts and the ones that have basically been causing the trouble that those other people coming in are having.
Yeah. Which I think they did a really good job as far as the voice actors and like just
because Casper is genuinely, as the title, he is a friendly ghost.
Yeah, and the other ones are not so friendly, but they got hearts of gold. It seems like towards the end,
they're very much that like stereotypical, like mischievous, but not really bad guys.
Yeah, just like little tricksters, like having fun.
Yeah.
Where did they come back?
Like you said, they killed that dude with like the head.
Yeah, his head he's dead. And they also came from like horse betting, right?
Yeah,
they were like at a horse race betting.
Yeah, and they go do crazy like casino things. It's like they're bad influences, and they treat Casper like shit.
Also, where was the bar that they went to with the dad? Because
nobody knows.
They're like, don't go out. I was like, is that in the house? Like, and he just
fell. It seems like.
Yeah. They kill the dad.
Well, he kills himself
because he gets super drunk and depressed,
but not on purpose. They're just like, hey, don't do no, because they were gonna like kill him to keep him around, and then they're like, no, he's a good guy. We're gonna let him like live his life, but then he goes ahead and does it himself.
Yeah, and then they're just like, crap.
But he does stick around as a ghost because he has the unfinished business with like his daughter, all that kind of stuff. But she sees him as a ghost, and she is devastated because, of course, she had just lost her mother pretty recently. Right? Wasn't that the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason he's become a ghost hunter or investigator is to find her.
And I do like that the mom contacts Casper.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was a sweet like moment.
Yeah, and it was a nice little like rewarding moment for Casper where it's like, hey, you did good. I'm gonna let you live your dream. Till midnight, you're like 12, so like 10's okay.
So yeah, so to fill people in, they discover that the dad of Casper, because Casper was a young boy. I think he was like 16, I think it was, something like that.
Yeah.
And he dies of pneumonia. And his father, who was like a scientist of some sort, was super depressed. And Casper chose to become a ghost so he could kind of remain around his dad, who was grieving. And his dad like dedicated his life to trying to bring back his son. So they was super into that. And he actually built a machine that would theoretically take a ghost and make them corporeal again and become alive. So Casper's whole thing is he wants to get his life, because he died as, so young, that he wants a life again. And they do eventually find the machine hidden in the house, and they have just enough of this like special potion that they can make the machine work one more time and bring Casper back to life. But then he gives up that chance to bring back Kat's dad so that she doesn't have to live without her father, because he of course loves her and all that.
And also the villain who inherited the house turns into a ghost because they're doing shenanigans because
her and her assistant.
Potion. Yeah, they find the potion and they're trying to kill each other, which was just such a weird.
That was so funny, just like turning against each other.
Yeah, it felt very like 90s, like where you have like all this like, I don't know why I thought of like Mousetrap while watching that part, but
a little bit.
Yeah.
And then, even though it's a family movie, I think it's iconic that whole when she comes back as a ghost and she's like, "The bitch is back."
Oh yeah. I got a dog because my dog reminds me of you because it's a bitch. Like you're just like, whoa.
It was like, damn, Casper.
Whoa, what's Casper?
Calm down, movie.
Yeah, calm. This is a kids movie. I'm gonna have to explain. A female dog is called a bitch now. Yeah, and then there's the subplot of like she likes this guy at school, but he's with like the popular like mean girl, and so she
gets some popularity by offering the house, right, for the party,
or the kids offering her house for her,
right? But they're like, "Oh yeah, you're cool, you got that house."
Yeah, and so his girlfriend like puts him up to like ask her out to the dance, and they're there to like scare, and they ended up getting scared by the uncles, which I thought was a fun little.
It was cute.
Yeah. And yeah, at the end, after they've defeated the villain, they've brought back the dad. We see the mom come back as a ghost, which helps the dad kind of like move on, get a little bit more just back into the world.
She like goes to his dreams, right, or something, and like just basically like, I'm okay.
No, it's like during the party. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And she gives Casper the dream of being a boy again. They get to have a dance, which I just like that they're levitating while they're dancing,
and nobody's like,
this seems odd, hold on. But at the same time, now the kids are always going to know she kissed a ghost, and she's
actually I do love that like they kiss and then he turns back into the ghost.
Yeah,
and everybody like freezes. He's like, "Hi," and they just like bolt everybody.
Yeah, but she's not living that down. Like that is forever stuck with her. Yeah. No, I think this one definitely should get some more love. Brenden, we haven't really let you talk. Me and David have been.
Oh, hold on. We forgot. They do reveal the treasure.
Oh yeah. What was the treasure?
What was it?
Baseball glove.
Yeah. Because he and his dad used to play catch together, and it was like his cherished item. So that was his treasure.
Yeah.
I thought that was really sweet.
I thought it was fun too that the whole treasure thing was like urban legend. because they played pirates, him and his dad, and so it just became the urban legend that there was actual pirate treasure
And
there.
he's like, "Oh, my treasure!"
Yeah.
And it was just the glove and the ball.
Yeah, and everyone, yeah, no, I thought that was good. Overall, I think it's a good movie. Brenden, what are your thoughts on Casper, the friendly ghost?
I enjoyed it. It's, I wish I remembered it more as a kid because it is probably one of the better movies that I probably would have enjoyed. Yeah.
What are your thoughts with as far as like the acting and the casting and all that?
I think it was good. I do wish that they kind of did a little more backstory or like a little more with the uncles. Just, I mean, they were good for what
I
they
disagree.
did. But,
I like them more as just mysterious, like, oh, these guys are just kind of dicks.
well, I mean, that's fun, but I mean, I don't know.
Because we don't even like. I think it's even kind of alluded that they're not really his uncles.
That's
right?
where
Like,
I kind of got at. Like, he didn't actually have uncles.
He
they
calls them that, but they're not actually related at all.
Yeah, just because they don't know who they are anymore.
Yeah.
So they're just like, yeah, I guess we're your uncles.
Like, kind of creepy if you think about it that way, but all right.
Hey, we're stuck here forever. We might as well be. But they treat Casper like crap.
Oh, he's their servant.
Yeah.
And don't they say they're doing it to protect him from humans or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all he's trying to do is like fakes them like a nice breakfast, and they're like, "Where's my food?" And it's just like chocolate and ice cream and stuff.
I love how it goes straight through him too.
Mm.
It reminded me a lot of Slimer.
Yeah, again, going back to that Ghostbusters, it almost makes me wonder. Like, obviously, there's that connection there, but how many people worked on both that they were like, no, in the Ghostbusters world, like, look at how it interacted with Slimer.
They had to, at the very least, whoever did it had to be a huge fan of Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
and I guarantee there had to be some similar like workers to get Aykroyd to come in and do that scene.
Mm-hmm. Though Aykroyd feels like someone if it's ghost related and getting back into the character, he's
especially if it's like a comedy bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should do one about like the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. And then he could promote his
yeah. The best thing about that vodka is the bottle.
Yeah, I mean it's not bad. It tastes like vodka. I mean, vodka tastes like vodka. Just water. The best thing if you don't taste it, good vodka. Start tasting it. You're like, huh? Brennan, as far as like just how the world was crafted, what did you think as far as like some of the consequences and stuff that this world presented?
I don't know. It's an interesting question.
I mean, so ghosts are real,
right.
And we can also bring people back from the dead because
but only under very specific circumstances.
Yeah, but you got to think if that had gotten out, people would have been mass producing that, right?
Well, kind of. How old is that equipment? Where is all of his paperwork? Because the newspaper articles you see are really old. So if you're trying to recreate or find things from when his dad was alive,
because he only wanted it for his son.
Mm-hmm.
So he wouldn't have publicized it.
Oh, no.
It would have been up to whoever found it to publicize it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what she would have done if she would have gotten access to all of it.
Probably.
But her cat and her dad, they're not going to tell anybody.
So what about for the Ghostbusters sequel that we're hypothetically making? People are coming back from the dead, and they got to figure out where it started and how. And that's how you bring Casper
but then it breaks the rules of Casper because it has to be in that short time. No, I guess it doesn't because Casper. Well, no, because I love when Casper does like a runny egg.
Oh, yeah, he turns into like,
and he's like, "Am I real? Am I alive?
Am I a real boy?"
That's what I was just going to say.
I'm surprised they didn't do a Pinocchio gag there, but of course that was probably owned by Disney. No, Pinocchio's in the public domain.
Yeah, Pinocchio, just not the Disney version.
Yeah, you just couldn't use that version.
Right.
But maybe that's why
I think I wish we had more ghost related content like this.
Mhm.
It doesn't have to all be like Zach Baggins fighting demons. We could just have some feel good ghost stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of those, and a lot of them, like you said, are. We'll get into the demonic stuff because that's the next one, but as just far the main ghost ones have been very influenced by the 90s, but as far as like the Blair Witch and that kind of genre has very much influence, I think, where we've gone with ghost movies versus Casper. And I don't know if that's just what people want now from ghosts, so maybe that's why Casper hasn't been as big. But it's just, I don't know. Even Scooby Doo has had more recent things, and that kind of deals with it. But I don't know. Brenden,
Yeah,
what are
because
your
Scooby-Doo, the premise of Scooby-Doo used to be there's no real ghost stuff.
yeah? And that's
Originally,
why
it was literally always somebody pulling a scam.
yeah, the real monsters are us. That's why Zombie Island, I remember, was such a big deal because it was like, no, they're actually real zombies.
Yeah.
Which we'll have to talk about. I think, are they actually coming up with a Scooby Doo 3?
I haven't heard anything. Wouldn't surprise me though.
Hey, Scooby Doo's in the DCU now. We've seen Shaggy, so.
Mm.
I think that was in Creature Commandos. They showed Shaggy, and I was like, I mean, it makes sense because Gunn wrote Scooby Doo.
Directed it and everything. Yeah.
So, Brennan, final thoughts on Casper, and do you think they should bring it back?
I think they definitely should bring it back. I'd say 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. I think it's a good story. It is darker than some other movies, like you guys were saying earlier. I don't know.
What do I think they should bring it back?
Well, what are your final thoughts, and should they bring it back?
I think it's a fantastic movie. I think, again, I wish movies were still made like this. It was really good to see. I would absolutely see more Casper. Maybe next year we can cover Casper and Wendy, the sequel that brought in Wendy the Good Witch. But no, very solid movie. A lot of fun to see even now. And again, the graphics hold up surprisingly well. Great casting all the way around. Love the little links to pop culture stuff like the Ghostbusters and things like that. Ultimately, I might have to say 8.5 to 9 out of 10.
So, one question before I give my final thoughts. Being that you are pretty knowledgeable with the Universal stuff and theme parks, around Halloween time, did he come back for a while, or is that like a done deal?
I've never seen him in anything with the parks. No.
Okay.
I don't know. Just because Universal, they may have like the rights, they may not have the theme park rights.
Okay.
That may not be. Yeah, when you get into stuff with rights about IPs and characters, it gets very muddled depending on what you own, what you don't, things like that. It's kind of all over the map. But I don't know if Casper's ever had enough appeal to them to worry about putting him into like Halloween Horror Nights. But he wouldn't really fit because it's not a kid-friendly thing.
Yeah.
Like Halloween Horror Nights is very much the like chainsaws, blood, all that. I mean, one of the houses this year is Terrifier, so a Casper house wouldn't really fit that bill as much.
You just go through
I'd love to
house into the Terrifier house.
I'd love to see like a Casper like haunted house ride or something like a fun house. Like that could do really well.
Well, so is it Universal that's building like a more kid-themed park in Texas?
Yes, they're building it over in Frisco. Like, yeah, Casper, like a Casper land there for like a little bit of spooky. I could totally see it. But again, I have no idea who would own
the rights.
Any of those rights. Yeah. Actually, let's see. Casper theme park rights. The rights for theme park attractions featuring Casper, the Friendly Ghost, belong to the intellectual property owner, which is currently DreamWorks Animation. So they did have a dark ride in Malaysia that was called Casper's Birthday Blast. And apparently Universal Studios previously had a Casper-themed special effects show at one point. So if it's DreamWorks that currently own the rights, they do partner with Universal for a lot of rides because they have like Shrek, Minions, all that kind of stuff out there. So who knows? There may be a resurgence someday of Casper. He'd be a perfect little kind of spooky Halloween-esque thing they could keep kind of year-round if they did an actual attraction for him.
And I was trying to look into, as far as I think this was filmed in Camden, Maine. was trying to see if they did anything, but I'm not pulling anything up. Kind of like Halloween Town did, but I am.
Like the house or something.
Yeah. Or just like during, October, they have something Casper related.
So it does look like the last thing they did Casper wise, back when the movie came out in 95, they did have a Casper limited time attraction at Orlando Universal Studios.
Okay.
That was talking specifically about how they did the effects of the ghosts and stuff like that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Yeah, when it says Legacy, it says in Sonic 3 the Hedgehog, you can see Casper scaring Knuckles. I was like, what's not really Casper, but okay. Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out. Maybe. Oh, wait. It says future. Yeah, nothing right now. They talked about it in 2016 rebooting, but nothing. So we'll see.
We'll have,
Maybe
we'll have to keep an eye on it.
Yeah, we'll let you guys know. As far as like my final thoughts, yeah, I think this is pretty solid. It's definitely, while it's for the family, definitely a little bit darker and more adult than the Halloween Town series.
Oh,
Though
yeah.
even I feel like that took a step up from the first one. But this kind of in the middle ground with the three we've done so far. And I think you guys can enjoy it whether you have a family or not. I think it's still pretty enjoyable. Definitely great time of the year to watch it. And I think we
Even
should.
for all you familyless people.
Yeah, even if you don't have families, you
I
can
like how you're
still.
like, if you have a family or not.
Well, some people might watch us not have families. I don't know. They can still watch Casper. It's fine. We won't judge. Yeah, I think it's solid. I'll give it an 8 out
Keegan,
of 10.
I don't know if
But yeah, I give it a solid 8 out of 10. I think it's a solid film. Nostalgic for a little bit, but I think on its own, if you haven't watched it, definitely you should. It's not too hard to find on streaming services, though you will probably have to end up paying for it. But like David said, it's in theaters for now, so go check it out. It's its anniversary. You can get an awesome steelbook collection or a collector's edition. Now, David, I know we've been given like different Abnormal Voyage episodes for Halloween to check out. Do you have one for the audience today?
Yeah, so one really cool one we did a couple years ago was relating to children that died, much like Casper. We went to the Villisca Axe House in Iowa, where somebody came in and murdered a whole family, killed 8 people with an axe, and they never caught the killer. So we went and did a very scary ghost investigation in the house. Definitely worth checking out, but unfortunately, no friendly ghosts.
No Caspers there, but yeah,
No,
go check
not this
that
one.
one out. We'll have to do a whole in-depth discussion on Villisca and who it could have been because that's a whole rabbit hole on itself. But
Oh yeah.
that one's fascinating to me. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow to talk The Conjuring, which has been in the news for a plethora of reasons. So we thought, hey, Halloween time, perfect time to bring it out. It's one we've been wanting to talk about anyway. So we'll be back tomorrow. But for more deep dives, click that link to your left. More here at Culz to the right. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and let us know how should they bring Casper back. Tell us in the comments below.